Hey everybody, it is Rob again, as if you didn't know. And this is one of those, as often happens, one of those just kind of impromptu, I don't even know about impromptu, but just one of those kind of quick videos I thought I need to do, so I just sort of threw a couple of things together. I've been gone for, I guess I was gone for about 10 days, as it turns out. And I've had several people wonder what happened and said they hadn't seen a video. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I was actually up in the Davis Mountains with Wes S. and Bob Hensler at a Boy Scout ranch up there, big old 10,000 acre Boy Scout ranch, uh, just in one of the coolest parts of the country, coolest parts of Texas I've never been. Can't believe my whole life I've never been to the Davis Mountains. Texas is that big. You just don't always see all of it. But I'm glad I did. I had a good time. I say I worked my butt off. I acted like I was working my butt off because I want to get invited back. But we had a good time. And wouldn't you know, I come back down up there where we were. There wasn't any cell service. Once in a while, you hit a mountaintop and you might get a text message out, maybe a phone call if you're way up high. But it was an unusual thing. But we got back down after being up there all that time, and I open up my phone, start scrolling through, and I start seeing crazy things that can't be right. And I'm looking through there going, "Oh, that can't be right," and there's no way. And really, and turns out it was all true. People were going crazy, buying toilet paper, buying everything. All the people that either had or had not ever thought about prepping, all of a sudden were trying to be prepped. And that's one way to do it, but it's not the most reliable way. The fun thing was, I felt kind of vindicated. Not vindicated, but having done this for so long, like so many of y'all do, I was able to look at the madness and just shake my head and smile at them, kind of laugh at them, you know. Not that I didn't feel bad for some of them getting caught with their pants down, but I wasn't caught with my pants down. We were in good shape. Now, we've made a couple of trips to go get some comfort foods. You know, we got an extra box of wine and a little bit more cheese and some crackers and maybe some snack stuff. And I even did pick up another bag of sugar and a little bag of flour. But none of that stuff because we had to. I got it because, honestly, because I got a couple of friends, some people I know that might not have it. And I want to make sure I got enough to share with them if they need it. Toilet paper. We got a motel. We got toilet paper. We're covered. In fact, that's one of the things we had to talk to the guy that is running the place for us. We mentioned it to him, and he said, "No," he said, "I'm already on top of that." He said, "They're only getting one." So there we go. Um, the whole coronavirus thing, I'm absolutely unintimidated by the virus. I just don't see it as a big deal. I think the whole big thing is all the craziness. We'll see when all that shuts down and quits. Interestingly enough, though, we are sort of Happy Hair and Cornelius, my daughter. That's not her real name. Sarah is quarantined. We kind of are, except I don't choose to be quarantined. Rain on that. I don't play that game. We're all going to get it. I'm pretty sure. You know, I just have to be careful. My dad's birthday's coming up on Tuesday. I probably won't go over there. He's going to be 87 years old and he already has breathing problems. How aggravating is that? I may not even get to go to my dad's birthday party. He's not going to have a party, but I may not even get to go over there and take him out to supper anywhere. Oh well. One of the things they say with coronavirus is you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to touch your face and do. I touch my face, my nose, my eyes, my mustache all the time. I just do. I've seen my videos. I know what I do. Don't plan on stopping. Yes, I know I should. The reason we're quarantined is my daughter was at a church function where there's a bunch of kids all together. They call it Camp Adventure. It's not really a camp. I have a different idea of what camp is, but they call it Camp Adventure. And so for probably 5 days, all these kids were together. And it turns out after it's all over with, one of them tested positive for the coronavirus. So there we go. And a friend of ours even had drank out of the same glass with her at one point. So we're going to find out. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Like I say, I'm not worried about it, but, we'll get it over and done with. I made a list of stuff here because I knew I wasn't going to be able to remember everything I wanted to talk about. One of the things, talking about that, my symptoms, I don't know what the coronavirus symptoms really are, but I'm going to display them because of the work I do. It turns out that my two best customers both deal in products that I'm kind of allergic to. I got allergies to certain grains and corn not so much, but milo and wheat, boy, sometimes kick my butt. And then just 2 days ago, was down in that. Oh, I never did post that video. I just thought of a video I was going to do and didn't post. Down about 20 feet doing some repairs at the bottom of what's called a grain leg. And for those of y'all that aren't from this part of the world, a grain leg is a big, tall, sometimes as much as 200 feet thing, a belt with buckets on it that go down, scoop up the grain, take it up, drop it into tubes so they spread it out where they want to. And the leg is the part that carries it up. But it goes down in the ground quite a bit. This one is 20, 25 feet down. I don't know what. Unfortunately for me, though, it had rained, and so it had put a bunch of water in the bottom of it. And even better than that was that there was a whole bunch of the grain dust and chaff down in the bottom of it that was all soaked and starting to kind of rot and get a little bit nasty and not smell very good and make plenty of good methane gases. But to make all that better, there were plenty of rats down there too. Fortunately, I didn't get a rat up my leg this time. But anyway, by the time you work down in there and up and down the ladder and in and out a few times, I'm going to pick up some symptoms. So, cough a little bit, sneeze a little bit, snort a little bit, and I'll be, if I do get the COVID, if I do get the coronavirus, I'm probably not going to know unless I get a fever. Anyway, funny stuff, I guess. What was I going to talk about? I'm going to look at my notes here because I'm just going to. Oh, I watched a good video today. Most of y'all know who he is, Revolting Man. Zach talked about some pretty good stuff, and of course, I'm going to go blank on what most of it was. But one of the things he talked about that all of y'all should know in a time like this is that if the crazy, I don't think the crazy is going to last. I really don't. I think in a couple of weeks, everybody's going to kind of mellow out, and it's kind of going to be over with. We'll see. But one of the things he mentioned in there that I just want to give a heads up on was, or a head tap, or head nod, whatever it is he talked about being able to be on watch. A lot of people talk about that they're going to prepare for themselves. I mentioned I got some stuff for some other people. In fact, to all this point, because of the craziness, we met with another family, friends of ours, who are now also quarantined because they were all at that. There were a whole bunch of us. People that are kind of in our circle, if you will. And some of us talked about it a couple of days ago. What do we do? We're all pretty much ready. Stuff that I don't have, they've got, and stuff that they don't have, somebody else has. And so we're all pretty much okay. But one of the things that a lot of people don't think about is if it got crazy, if people try to come get your stuff, you got to be on watch. And if you can't be on watch 24 hours a day. Everybody's got to sleep sometimes. So if you've got friends, y'all might want to talk about something like that. Hey, do we all want to get together somewhere? But that brings up the other problem is who wants to leave their house to go be with somebody else? When you leave all your stuff behind, then there's nobody watching your stuff. And whoever's house you go to, everybody's kind of all under one rule. Whoever house it is kind of makes the rules on a deal like that. That's just sort of understood. And you have to be okay and be comfortable with that. But anyway, go watch Zach's video. I don't remember the name of it. It had a cool name. I don't know what it was. It was the one published on, what is today? March the 21st, on a Saturday, March 21st. Go find that video and watch it. He's got some good stuff to think about on there. Also, I was going to mention, talk about grocery stores, the stuff that's gone and there and not there. Kudos to all the grocery people. They are working their butts off trying to keep shelves stocked and doing a fairly good job of it. Now, there's some stuff that's just not there. This last week, after I got back from being up the Davis Mountains, it was solid. Good grief! I had a stack of stuff I had to get done. I was busy the whole time, but I was working in one of our local grocery stores, repairing some lights, and so I kind of got to keep an eye on things. And but noticed that some stuff is gone. A lot of stuff is gone, to be honest. There's not hardly any flour to be found. Not very much cornmeal. Cooking oils are pretty much done. Noodles are just about wiped out. Side note, Happy Hair and I went to a dollar store today, Dollar General, and it had all kinds of stuff. You couldn't even tell anybody had been shopping in there. It had plenty of food, which was hilarious because this place is basically across the alley from the grocery store. So You never know where you might find something. But with all the stuff that was gone from the grocery store, you can still walk through there and fill a basket with plenty of good food, canned food, some dried type food, boxed food, things like that. There's still plenty of food to be had. So if you've got some holes in your food storage, if you're not ready to be okay for 2 or 3 weeks, you should probably do that, because this is the part where the rumors start. Normally, I don't buy into rumors, and I flick my chin at them or my nose or whatever. But there's a rumor that says sometime during the next week that our government may, in my opinion, overstep what they're supposed to do and try to shut everything down. I get that a lot of people are scared and a lot of people are doing dumb stuff. I get that there's a new virus coming out that nobody knows anything about. But to curtail our liberties and maybe try to shut down businesses and tell people you can't go places just because of a virus, a sickness that we don't even know if it's going to be a big deal yet. And I know there's varying opinions. You know, for everybody you talk to, there's a different opinion of if this is a big deal or not. But so far, I'm not seeing it a big deal beyond the normal people. My dad, you know, lung issues. My dad smoked for a long time. And so if there's a respiratory illness and he gets it, he is in deep trouble. Well, I'm not going over there. But I'm not worried. And if, I don't know, there's a whole big discussion to be had there, but I'm not okay with it. But several people I know, including one very trusted guy that's kind of a younger guy that does a lot of stuff that would put him in a position to maybe talk to the right people, a prominent YouTuber that I talked to today, and then even one of the grocery store managers that I talked to today, all have some different sources saying that something may be coming. So, grocery store manager said he got his from a higher up meeting with a lot of their, I don't know if executives, but you know, a chain grocery store. It all goes up the chain, and said they got some stuff from the CDC that said they may shut some things down. You know, keep some of the essential stuff open. Grocery stores, make it stay open. Who knows what it's going to be? But word to the wise, if you're the kind of person like I am and you tend to blow a lot of this stuff off thinking it's nothing to worry about, make sure you're ready. You know, it's probably not going to be a big deal. Go top off your gas tanks. If you've got, you know, some extra gas cans, maybe go fill a couple of those up. I don't see anything happening there. It's one of those whole prepper things, if you want to call it that. I don't like that word so much, but that's how you be ready for stuff. That's how you be ready. That's how you get ready for stuff. Something to think about. Anyway, enough of that gloomy stuff like that. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to do. I got a whole list. I may have mentioned this before, which means I am not making much progress. But I got a whole list of videos I'm wanting to try and do. I refurbished a coffee grinder here and got it going and built a frame for it. And I got this other coffee grinder, so I was wanting to grind some coffee beans and make some coffee. Just kind of a fun. Everybody loves coffee. If you don't love coffee, you ought to. I wanted to do that. I was going to do, actually I did do that one right there. That buttstock survival kits. That was the last video I did, I think. Do another book review. I was going to show how to use some artificial sinew and an S needle to sew stuff with and just talk about how good that is to have. I've got a couple of things I was going to make a couple of solar cookers out of and show. And one thing that all of a sudden, it depends on how scared you want to get. I'm talking to myself. Is how to build an easy bulletproof wall. And I mean bulletproof too. Now, not the kind of one that'll stop a 50 cal or an RPG, although I haven't tested it with an RPG. Maybe it'll hold. But I want to show how to do that. Just little things like that. I was going to grind up a little bit of wheat. I've got a grain mill. I was going to just, show a lot of y'all how that works, and for those that don't know. And something else I was going to talk about too is making sure you protect your stored foods. Now, our stored foods stay pretty protected, but we live in an old farmhouse, and I have been under it a dozen times packing steel wool into every hole I can find, and somehow the mice still get into my house. And the cats don't always catch them. Me and the cats are going to have a discussion about that. The food is going to quit flowing if they don't start making sure that doesn't happen. But to that point, got a big thing of peanut butter. down in one of the cabinets next to the floor. And one of the things I typically do is fold a couple of layers of tin foil over it and put the lid on. That doesn't always help, as you can notice here. The stinking mice got in, chewed a hole. I was going to get in there and make me a big old plate of peanut butter and syrup with some bread, and I pulled that out and I said, I don't remember making that easy access port there. And I opened it up, and not only can we see that, let me turn the light, here we go, I know I can do this, maybe. Anyway, I don't know how well you can see in there, but it's nasty in there. There are mouse droppings and mouse tracks and no telling what other mouse stuff is in there. And not only that, the mouse was still in there. I donated it to the cat. That's probably one of the few times a cat around here will ever get a peanut butter mouse. But that cat got it. But if you store food, make sure you check on it. How disappointing would it be to go into something, if times were hard and you had something put back and you're like, oh man, this will be good, we'll get that all fixed up and it's going to be yummy, and you go to it and it's full of mouse pills or bugs. Bugs, you can eat them, so it may not be so bad. You're going to eat a mouse, but I don't want to eat the mouse pills. If you got stuff stored away, check on it. Make sure it's good. Make sure you stored it in a good way. Make sure you rotate through your foods. Folks, I think everything's going to be fine out of all this. I really do. Even though I'm one of those preppers that's ready for Armageddon or the zombies or whatever comes out, I think everything is going to be okay. May take it a couple of weeks, may take it a couple of months. I don't know. But I think everything's going to be fine. Once we get a few hiccups worked out. Let me know what y'all think. I like hearing everybody's opinions. A lot of times people think of stuff that I never thought of. Big surprise. But I will look forward to hearing from y'all. I can't wait to see what you put in the comments on some of that. Get everybody's thoughts. A lot of y'all have my contact information too. Feel free to contact me and tell me what's going on. I say that, and I've been supposed to call Matt A back. I called him. We're playing phone tag. Matt and Oscar Rod's out in California. Guys on either side of the country, and I can't seem to get unbusy enough to make a phone call. My bad. Y'all know I love all of you. I appreciate you, and hang tough. Be safe. Be careful. Don't make rash decisions, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.